Prof, if you can just share with the viewers, provide them with the overview of the 4-day public hearings that was conducted here in the Northern Cape, starting from DR, where the committee initially started.
First and foremost, we were very impressed with the organization that went into the process and the support Secretariat from Parliament gave us, because they ensured that all communities were represented, and they attended the hearings, and the people were self-respecting. They gave one another chance regardless of the color of their skin, and also the Agri-SA as an organization attended the hearings, and everybody in DR had their say. And when we left, nobody complained that they were not given a proper hearing. And it was also good for members of Parliament to meet the people of DR and the communities in the DR of all races, black and white.
Do you think then that the committee and the public hearings achieved its objective?
They achieved the objectives beyond expectation, because when we arrived, our protectors were there on time. They made sure that all the health protocols are followed, and all the people that needed to be in the hall are in the hall on time, and everybody was afforded an opportunity to speak, and I think everything went exceptionally well in DR.
Prof, having mentioned the health protocol, we do know that these public hearings are taking place during a difficult time in the country of COVID-19. We are still on lockdown level 1. Are you happy with the management of ensuring that such regulations are implemented during these hearings, these hearings?
I personally, and I can speak on behalf of my colleagues, that we were very much concerned that perhaps there would be stampede, people would disregard our protectors, they would disregard the protocols. But we found that the people were disciplined, and they respected the regulations and the protocols, and we have no doubt that nobody will be infected because of what we failed to do, because our protection services from Parliament were just adequate to their responsibilities.
Prof Motshekga, you would have heard a number of people that spoke here had a very serious concern of a false start that is developing in Eureka. What are you intending to do? Because those people raised that matter with you as a very serious concern. What are you intending to do to address that?
This country is governed by a constitution that was adopted by the people of South Africa as a whole, both black and white. That constitution gives the right of self-determination to all the people of South Africa. There is no provision in our constitution for Volksstaat self-determination. So those people will be acting and operating outside the law, fundamental law of the country. And I think if they want a false start, they will have to look for it elsewhere, not in South Africa, because the people of South Africa, all of them, both black and white, want one South Africa which belongs to all its people, black and white, enjoying equal rights, and that's the fundamental law of this country.
Thank you, Prof. Now that you have completed the Northern Cape leg of the public hearings, where to next?
From here, we'll continue to be in two groups. One group will go to the Western Cape. One group will go to the South Coast during next weekend. So we will also make sure that we go to the South Coast and the Western Cape and complete the process. And I must say that we are happy that Parliament gave us the most qualified secretariat staff, the experienced protectors, so we can say to the people of the Western Cape and the people of the South Coast that they should turn up in big numbers, subject to the health protocols. They have nothing to fear. They will be given sufficient hearing.
I am told by my colleagues who are attending the Limpopo leg of the public hearings that currently there are disruptions at the venue and the hearings have not started. Should that be of concern to you now that you've mentioned that next week you'll be doing the Western Cape?
You know, those disruptions that we hear about are not done by people, the general public, by members of political parties who are represented in Parliament. And that is an act of disrespect for the people, because the people want politicians to listen to them, not to bring their political differences into this process. So I think that that is something that we will raise in Parliament, that during public hearings, we want to listen to the public, and we are not creating a platform for politicians to bring their political differences to the people. You can see, for instance, here, we worked together as the ANC, as the EFF, and as the DA. There was never a point when there were problems. In fact, when some of our members had challenges of Africans, a member of the DA would interpret for the ANC. And that's what we expect of political parties, that we are entitled to our political differences, but where we have to minister to the needs of the people, we have to put our political differences aside and minister to the needs of the people, because the interests of the people are superior to our interests as political parties. So we must never confuse our political party interests with the interests of the people.